They say that beauty can hold secrets, that the most elegant things can hide the most terrible truths. For me, that truth came in the form of a locket, a small, beautiful, heart-shaped locket that I found in an old antique shop. I saw it glittering in a dusty box and felt an undeniable pull towards it. It was the best day of my life. My name is Anna. My life was ordinary, even a little boring. My small flower shop was barely making a profit, and I was struggling to make ends meet. The locket was a small comfort, a little piece of beauty I could wear. The day after I bought the locket, everything changed. A wealthy businessman walked into my shop and bought all my flowers for a company event. He paid me in cash. It was the biggest sale I'd ever had. I went home and, for the first time in months, felt hopeful. I wore the locket every day. The luck kept coming. A few days later, a long-lost cousin called to tell me I had inherited a small plot of land. Then, a local newspaper wrote a glowing article about my shop. My life, which had been a struggle, was suddenly a series of triumphs. I believed the locket was my good luck charm. The first hint of darkness came a few weeks later. My dad, who had always been a rock of health, suddenly fell ill. It wasn't a minor sickness. It was a rare, aggressive illness that no one could explain. The doctors were baffled. I spent every night at the hospital watching him fade away. I wore the locket all the time, praying it would bring him luck too. It didn't. My dad passed away quietly in his sleep. When I got home, exhausted and heartbroken, I looked at the locket. Its silver seemed to shine a little brighter. I noticed a faint, swirling mist inside the locket where I had planned to put my dad's photo. The next to go was my best friend, Marie. She had been my rock after my father's death. We were having lunch when she suddenly went silent. She said she felt dizzy, and then, without warning, she collapsed. The ambulance came too late. The doctors told me her heart had just stopped. I was devastated. I went home and collapsed on my bed, clutching the locket. That's when I finally noticed it. Inside the locket, the swirling mist was thicker now, and I could faintly see a blurred image of my father's face and a faint outline of Marie's. The locket hadn't brought me luck. It had brought me grief. I tried to take the locket off. The chain was stuck. I pulled at it, but it wouldn't budge. I started to panic. I grabbed a pair of pliers and tried to cut the chain, but the metal was impossibly strong. It wouldn't even scratch. I understood now. The locket fed on the good fortune of others, and in return, it gave me a little bit of luck. The cost was too high. It had taken the two people I loved most. But I was not the only one in danger. The locket wanted more. My niece, Lily, was the last person in my family. She was a beautiful, happy child. I went to see her, a terrifying dread settling in my stomach. She was playing in the garden. She looked at me and smiled, her eyes as bright as her soul. But the locket suddenly felt heavy on my chest, a cold weight. I saw a subtle change in the air around her. A shadow seemed to flicker over her face for a split second. The locket began to hum, a deep, satisfied sound. I knew what it wanted. It wanted Lily's innocence, her joy, her very life. I had to save her. I ran to a nearby river, and with a final surge of strength, I ripped the locket from my neck. The chain snapped, and I threw it as far as I could into the water. It disappeared with a quiet splash. But the hum in my ears did not stop. It was louder now, a furious, angry sound. When I got home, I saw my reflection in a window. I looked gaunt, old. The luck had drained from me. But I was alive, and so was Lily. I thought I had won, but I was wrong. The locket had found a new host, a new victim. It was me. All of the lives it had consumed, I could feel them inside me. The weight of my father, the dizziness of Marie, the pure, unbridled terror of every single person the locket had ever touched. I'm walking towards the river now. I'm going to find it. I can't let it win. I have to find it and end its curse once and for all. I can feel the locket's cold presence drawing me back to the water. I have to save them. All of them, even if it means giving up the last of me. I am its final host and its final meal.